Thanks to the resurgence of far-right politics, paedophiles across the land have been popping champagne corks celebrating the fact they're no longer villain of the week in society. They're also celebrating the fact that allegedly one of their own now holds the office of power. Congrats on the fair representation, lads! As a person with a higher education, common sense and a clean criminal record, I've yet to know what that feels like. Look at me making jokes to hide the fact I've been punched in the emotional genitals. There seems to be a trend this year of shows presenting something and reminding you that there's nothing you can do to prevent these events unfolding, and the whole thing leaves you feeling a bit empty inside. A market I always felt Black Mirror cornered, although Mr. Robot had a similar approach. But now that I think about it, their approach was really, look at this puppy, isn't it cute? We're going to kick it in the face now. National Treasure, or as I started to call it, Did Hagrid Do the Diddling, is the harrowing story of a well-known British celebrity accused of rape and paedophilia. For those of you who aren't British, let's just say that this story wasn't some wacky idea that came out of nowhere. A few years ago, it seemed like a daily ritual that someone my parents watched on TV was accused of getting far too friendly all over their audience. This show is marvellous, but like I said, it does leave you feeling somewhat empty and helpless. Luckily for me, I made a deal with the devil and swapped my soul for an old tube of Smarties, because I'm sure they've changed. I regret nothing. It aired on Channel 4, which I guess makes sense. If it aired on the BBC, it may be seen as too soon, like me running around in a tracksuit saying, now then, now then. But the fact that it's airing on Channel 4 looks like the station is dancing around smacking its bum saying, we didn't do any of the rapings, ha ha ha. Robbie Coltrane plays Rolf Saville or whatever, and while I'd love to tell you that he was great in the role, I've actually no idea. You see, when Julie Walters steps in as the wife who has allegations chucked at her hubby, and we see as she slowly cracks in her trust, I forgot that anyone else even existed. She's so good, she makes the rest of the cast look like a bunch of year 8s in a drama lesson. It's very difficult to talk about this without spoiling shit, and you absolutely must see this. It was another case where I sat around like an atrocious bellend, thinking, come on, give me something to complain about. And while it doesn't properly grip you until later episodes, making big emotional gestures feeling slightly empty, the only other complaints I have are there are strange cuts in a lot of the scenes. Almost as if a perfect take happened and Robbie Coltrane's chin fell off or something, and the director just said, stick it back on and carry on, no one will notice. And whoever put the music into the show clearly thinks tension is some kind of camping term, because in a heavy emotional scene, an extremely loud horn started playing, meaning no one will fail to think they're anywhere but sat alone watching TV in their pants. So if you haven't, go and watch this now. It's spoilers from here on out. As the 4th episode reached its halfway point, an interesting theory jumped into my head. What if these allegations aren't false, and this is a story about celebrities getting away with stuff simply because of their status? It's never normally a good thing to guess a twist. It means you've mentally mapped out the show, leaving no room for surprises, but it means the show basically, in one clean sweep, made us scared of the idea of false accusations ruining us, and the truth being covered up because it protects a celebrity. A nice way of having one's cake and sexually assaulting it too. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that.